everyone. This is John.
And this is Connor.
And today we are off timeline with Lone Ranger. Lone Ranger, of course, a classic hero. Lots of comic strips, comic books. This is his first motion picture that they made. It takes place in 1956. And of course, in Lone Ranger time, that's what do you say, 1856, about 100 years back?
It's got to be about 100 years.
Yeah, pioneer times. And this is our first movie that's in color, actually, which is pretty cool.
Oh, dude, totally. Like when I saw the color, I was like, oh, okay. It's already like the landscapes are a lot more interesting.
Yeah, the landscapes, the costumes. It is, of course, set in the Western time. So you're out in the country or the desert a lot. It's such a huge upgrade. It's a little thing, but it's a huge thing at the same time.
That's true. All of the other movies that we've seen so far have kind of happened mostly indoors or in cities.
Cities in big buildings, or the streets of some city crime like Dick Tracy. Definitely where, it's a different genre, right? The classic Western.
Mm-hmm. There's no yeehaws going on in New York.
No, yeah. And just, big ol' disclaimer right away. This movie definitely holds a lot of, dated ideas of Native Americans and so on and so forth. But that is what it is, I guess, in regard to that time period of filmmaking and also that time period in actual life.
Oh, yeah. The great Westerns of the 50s.
Yeah, probably like the best time period for Westerns.
Yeah. What's the last Western that you saw that came out?
Like recently?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's how crazy it is that I don't even know.
What's that? There's that movie with his name Kurt Russell or Russell Crowe. I get them mixed up all the time.
Kurt Russell, yeah.
Kurt Russell, yeah. Kurt Russell. What's the name of that movie with where it's like kind of a horror movie at the end? I forget what it's called. Tomahawk.
Bone Tomahawk.
Tomahawk. Yeah. That was the last one that I saw that I was like, it's a slow burner, but I was pretty into it.
Tried watching it. It was too slow. I turned it off.
That ending though.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But yeah, there is one note I would like to say is that I looked up in Tonto. The actor who plays Tonto is actually an Indigenous Canadian. His name was Jay Silverheels. And he played the role quite a bit and had a long career in that sense. And it was pretty cool to see that was, something that was happening back then.
Did they do the same things with like Dick Tracy, or that guy Silverheels kind of always Tonto, and the other guy who played Lone Ranger, was he always the Lone Ranger? Yeah,
the Lone Ranger was Clayton Moore. And from what I was reading online is he was pretty much the Lone Ranger. He played it almost entire life. Apparently he loved the role, and maybe he didn't love it at first or whatever, but he definitely grew to just become it. And there's actually, he was doing it as the character for like ads on TV and stuff. And the company tried to actually sue the guy because they were going to release a new movie in the 70s, which we'll probably watch at some point. And there was so much support behind the actor Clayton that the fans and everything, the courts, I think they threw out the case or something like that, and he actually won it.
The people's champion.
Yeah, he really was the people's champion. He was the Lone Ranger. I think his star on the Hollywood Hall of Fame actually has his name, Clayton Moore, the Lone Ranger, which he's one of like the few people to actually get their role on there as well, not just their name. Whoa. Yeah, I think he was friends with that guy, Jay Silverheels as well. So Tonto and Lone Ranger, they were always friends. But, back to the movie itself. It opens, with the classic fight cattle rustle kind of scene. And there's a mystery afoot where the townspeople are blaming the Native Americans for, stealing their cattle or something like that?
Yeah, killing the cattle.
Just straight up killing them. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. And the guy who runs the town, I thought it was so funny because his last name is Kilgore. And I was like, well, that's a red flag automatically.
Right. It's got two really sharp words, kill and gore.
Yeah. And those are very
named Kilgore.
Yeah. Did you ever have a sub named Kilgore? We grew up in the same town. So did you ever have her?
No, I don't think so.
She was pretty old even when I had her as a sub, so that makes sense. Kilgore, definite crazy name, red flag, and we kind of get the vibe that maybe he is in fact not on the up and up, right?
Well, he's just, he's the big man of the town, and he's the big man in a town where people cheer with their guns.
Yeah, exactly. Which was very common in the Old West. Give a couple shots in the air just to say hello,
Like,
there had to have been people dying from the bullets coming down, right?
Well, dude, not only that, but like, I figured getting bullets in the first place is kind of a pain in the ass, man. Like,
true. Every bullet probably costs a lot more back then than it does now.
Dude, that perception of like the gun cheer, that has to be a Hollywood thing entirely, man.
I think so. I mean, if we time traveled back to the Old West, which is already like Hollywood has made it seem way crazier than it was. You know what I mean? I doubt I'm going to like some town in the South or in the Midwest or wherever it was, the Rockies, and they're just shooting up in the air every time to celebrate any kind of thing that happened.
Right. Like that should have, if that were like a real thing, I'm sure that would have like persisted. You would have people in like Vegas just like popping shots in the air every time they like won a hand.
Well, I'm telling you, man, I think it probably killed some people and they had to outlaw it, man. I saw it on Mythbusters. Like they proved that can kill. So, Kilgore, we get to meet him in his interactions with the townspeople. And then, dude, there was this scene where he meets up with his wife afterwards. They're like on their porch and he just like gives her a speech, gives her a talking to. It was super intense. That actor really put the time in, man.
Yeah, no, like I love that scene because it was really interesting. Like this is like 1956 that this movie comes out.
Yeah.
And what I think is interesting is there's kind of that shift, right? Like I said, the other movies that we had seen had kind of been happening in New York more, assumed, right? And
yeah.
the movie industry at that time is moving more out west. And as they move out west, we get all of these westerns in it. And Kilgore's whole contention with his wife is that she prefers like the city, like the Eastern way of life.
Yeah, definitely. She's a city girl and she's tired of waking up with snakes in her boots, man.
She ain't for cattle ranching or whiskey drinking.
No, man. And that's all they had out there. I remember reading that is that, the water was so dangerous to drink because of contaminants that you just had to drink whiskey and beer. It was safe.
Wild.
Yeah, what a place to live. Yeah, the wild. I can't wait till we get to, is that a superhero movie?
Oh, with Will Smith.
Will Smith, Big Willie, yeah, man.
Dude.
Who else? Who's the other guy in that?
I don't know, but can it be? Can we like honorarily make it a superhero movie?
I'd say
put it on the
science
list.
Fiction. Is Selma Hayek in that?
I think so, dude. It's been years. It's been years and years.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember getting a toy for McDonald's or one of those places. They had like cool little action figures, like small ones you could get with a Happy Meal.
Dude,
pretty cool.
I think I might have had the spider, like the big, like
the robot
at the end.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. Okay. All right. That's a great movie. We'll come back to it another time. So we end up meeting, the Lone Ranger, and he has like the silver bullet. That's like his, identifying trait. The governor, has met up with Kilgore. He sees that Kilgore is proposing to basically just attack the natives, the aggressive route. The governor's kind of, suspicious and wants a little more help figuring out. So he calls the Lone Ranger, and they end up meeting up right at I believe it was just like a mission somewhere.
Yeah, a mission.
Yeah. And at first, the Lone Ranger shows his super skilled disguise work because he's just that pioneer guy.
Yeah, he's that prospector, man. He's like the
prospector. Yeah,
he's like this old kooky prospector.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I figured I'm like, obviously, what
I mean? I did not get it at all.
No,
like I had no idea. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like he's just trying to pretend he's the Lone Ranger. Like I was like, dude. I was watching this movie with my grandma, and I was like, "Who is this?" And she's like, "Oh, that's the Lone Ranger." And I'm like, "What? He doesn't have a beard." Like,
Totally fooled. That's how good he is at
cool.
disguising himself.
He got me, dude. Got me bad.
Yeah. So he ends up showing that silver bullet though to the governor, and that's kind of like his like, oh, check it out. This is my, my proof. Those silver bullets, man.
Dude,
I'm
he's hunting
betting
werewolves, man, on the
that's what I was
side,
gonna say. Why else do you have a silver bullet if you're not hunting vampires and werewolves?
right?
Uh, that he probably just has that one though, because they're probably so expensive to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just got it to be like, hey, like that's my mark. It's expensive. Nobody else is gonna make this thing because they're not killing vampires or werewolves.
No, that would be a cool movie to see. The Lone
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Ranger
sick.
versus the Wolfman. I
People
wonder
are
if they ever
probably
made
like,
it.
no, that's ridiculous.
That's so not ridiculous. Those worlds go hand in hand. It's basically the same time period, just one's in Europe and one's in the Old West.
Yeah, man. There's like Old West werewolves, right? Like that's a thing.
I bet there's Old West vampires. I know I've seen that before. Pretty cool stuff though. Next we have, the Lone Ranger. Obviously, he takes up the case. He comes out later on and is like, so I see you were fooled by my disguise. Like, I'm actually the prospector and the Lone Ranger. The governor is just like, oh my God, I believe everything you say now.
It's
And
like, oh, you got me.
yeah, he
I'm the
takes
governor, dude.
the governor, dude. He goes down and he ends up meeting up with the natives, right?
He's trying to be like, hey, like, we found your arrows kind of lying around there.
Yeah, the big clue that it's not them is that the people who are killing the cattle are using saddles on their horses, and the natives are like, "Oh, we would never do that, never ever." The tribe is just like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, they're like saddles. Pff, give me a break.
Yeah, that's like a tricycle, extra
Training
wheels, training wheels. Yeah, and once again, last time we watched Superman and versus the Mole Man, and we had Superman having to defend a wrongly accused mole man, right? And now we're having the Lone Ranger defend a wrongly accused Native American tribe. And once again, it's just like a group of these idiots totally messing it up, right? Like just mob theory, going after the easiest person to blame.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit worse though, because
Oh yeah, it's definitely worse.
in Superman and the Mole Man, like the guy who's getting everybody to fear the Mole Man,
Yeah.
It's kind of like based around his own fear, but in this one, this is all based around Kilgore's greed. Like Kilgore at this point in the movie wants something from the mountain that's owned by the natives.
Which, spoiler, is a bunch of silver, right?
It's a bunch of silver.
It's like a sacred place for the native tribes, and they just go to, do their thing. And the treaty in place, right, says that it is their land. There's like the Bureau of Indian Affairs coming in. It's a really weird movie, man. Like, it's like, I almost wish the government probably actually was as nice as the government in the Lone Ranger is. You know what I mean? Because
see that's crazy. Like, is that the Lone Ranger once again is pretty much the same as Dick Tracy and Superman. Like, I think the Shadow is a little bit more like renegade than the other ones. Like in the whole group of characters we've seen so far, like the Lone Ranger is like Dick Tracy and Superman. And like, it's because the Lone Ranger is just really all about that justice. Like his brother gets killed by outlaws. And that's why he does what he does. And the Lone Ranger isn't a murderer. And once again, he's a character that doesn't kill anybody the whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like and the government in this movie, at the very end, they come through and they try to arrest all the people responsible for what's been going on.
The natives are innocent, but they're getting super angry at the townspeople because they're being falsely accused and targeted. The townspeople are a bunch of dumbasses, and they're all getting lied to by Kilgore and his like band of thieves, and they want to kill the natives. Yeah. And then, right, like we get to this point where they're just at odds with each other. and the sheriff in the town is trying to intermediate and keep things chilling, but he just can't, no one respects him. I remember at one point they're just like, oh, remember who gave you that badge? We did. I can take it away. I'll say someone else is sheriff or if I want to. And it's just like, dang, like this guy has no power. The cops once again have no power. It literally every movie we've seen so far, it's been that way. But
here it's a little bit more pronounced, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean the Old West, he has nowhere to run to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like it's this weird sense of like we kind of start in this world with like we said, with Kilgore as the big man of this town, introducing the governor pledging to fix tensions between the natives and the people that are there. Then, we get to where the sheriff's at, and the sheriff does everything he can to kind of protect.
He's doing his best, right? But like
keep law and order, man.
He's ganged up on the Kilgore guys. His gang has like at least 9 guys. They end up recruiting even more people, right? I think they say they're going to go like get revenge on the natives or something like that. And they take that kid who ends up, I can't remember his name, unfortunately, but Ramirez. He ends up dying, right?
Yeah. What happens is they're out in the town. They're trying to get like people to go on this alleged cattle run, right? And they get all these people. And then, do you remember what happens? Something happens where I think they're threatening the sheriff, right? And then the Lone Ranger is in his prospector disguise, and he shoots his gun, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got scared." Like, you know what I mean? And then it totally like breaks up all the tension.
Yeah, there's like the sheriff is like basically standing in their way to go, and the gang is like, I keep saying it's like the gang is basically going to shoot him, right? And the Lone Ranger trick shoots it, and he shoots one of the dude's hats off or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Which, breaks the tension. The gang leaves. They go on their little secret mission, but then they end up running into the sheriff's dad, like the most random side character ever, like this old man who's still a rancher, and they cause a stampede to kill him because he's threatening, because they're stealing cows, I think, right?
Yeah. And then he just tells them like, hey, like, you can't be doing that. And then they just like Kilgore's got this guy Cassidy who's just plain ruthless, dude.
Sociopath.
Crazy.
Yeah, it causes the stampede. I was like so sure that it was gonna, because it's very ambiguous like that, who dies or doesn't, and I thought they were gonna come back. Oh, he just like got carried away by the cows or something like that. You know what I mean?
Got killed.
Yeah, they kill him.
Style, man.
Yep. And how do they kill Ramirez? Same way?
So Ramirez, right? They get to this town. They get to, I forget, the Abilene or something like that. I think that's the name of the town.
Oh, I don't remember.
Get to this town, and they go to the shop, and on the cattle drive, Ramirez had met with the Lone Ranger, because the Lone Ranger saves Ramirez in the opening scene, and so they kind of know each other.
Yeah, that's right.
So Ramirez agrees to spy on Cassidy for the Lone Ranger, right? And then what happens is he's spying on him, and Cassidy's at this store picking something up, and Ramirez finds out that he's picking up some dynamite.
Yep.
He's all sneaking in there, and he buys a hat for his girl from the guy, and then he sneaks out, and then like they go up to where he's staying, and then he opens the door, but he opens the door like very cautiously. Like he stands outside of the door frame, and then they shoot him through the wall, dude.
Yeah. Okay. That does make sense. It's all coming back to me now, man. Yeah. Very brutal. Just very brutal. Matter of the fact, they're blackmailing that shopkeeper basically to sell their goods or to gather their goods for them, at which point they'll
get the
dynamite. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Kilgore is like ordering the dynamite, but he's trying to keep it secret. So he makes them go pick it up in that other town, but they have the alibi of like being on this cattle drive or something to get to the other town.
Yep. Yeah. So suspicions get risen. They have to say that the people died, that the dad died and Ramirez died. They blame it on the natives. the Native Americans again, saying that they caused the stampede. I remember that. And, it gets pretty tense at that point. And then the next thing you know, there's that crazy Tonto fight that happens because he's just like, I guess he's in town just to gather intel, right? He's just kind of hanging around, and he's unfortunately hanging around the wrong place. And Cassidy sees him, and they try to, I think, are they just trying to kick him out of town, or they're just going straight to hang him, huh?
They're he's like sitting outside, I think, the sheriff's office because they go pay the sheriff a visit.
Yeah, to tell him the bad news.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and then Tonto's chilling there, but then there's like all this anti-native sentiment being stirred around, and so they're like,
definitely,
get him out of here. So then, dude, I thought it was sick. Tonto gave him those hands right at the start, dude.
Oh yeah, he whooped a bunch of their asses. There was he's literally having to fight the whole town though.
Dude, yeah, at one point, they try to drag him on the they lasso him up and try to drag him on the horse. And,
cuts free, luckily.
Cuts free, yep. And then they're about to hang him, man. They put the rope on him, and then the Lone Ranger just shoots that shit in half, dude.
Yeah, shoots the rope.
Yeah,
which
almost burns the whole town.
Oh yeah, ground, that's right. Yeah, because he sets that what do you call it, carriage on fire that's full of straw, and just hits the horse's ass, so it just runs into a building. Of course, every building is made out of freaking toothpicks back then.
Toothpicks doused in gasoline.
Yeah, exactly. Flammable glue.
Desert,
yeah. And it was pretty wild. It was wild that they were going to just kill a guy. I thought that was so messed up. And like you said, lots of just total racism going on within the town itself. Of course, they're thinking, oh, he's killing our people.
And the sheriff helps him get away, dude.
Yeah.
Sheriff Kimberly helps him get away, and the whole town hates him for it.
Yeah. So who do you think is a better shot? Hawkeye from Marvel or the Lone Ranger?
Okay. So strangely enough, dude, somebody in my family, I think I was watching a video with them, and the video was I think it might have been on Mythbusters, dude, trying to prove how hard it is to shoot that shot of getting the rope, you know what I mean?
To split, yeah.
Has Hawkeye done that? I don't know enough about Hawkeye.
I mean, you've seen the movies. If we just base it on that universe.
Has he shot an arrow that cuts a rope?
I feel like he had to have at some point.
Well,
who would you choose to shoot for you? And it's a gun of their choice.
Oh man. Hawkeye, dude.
Yeah, I'll choose the Lone Ranger.
You really put me in a corner there, dude. I had to the Lone Ranger does that really sick shot, but he
has the other shot too. Remember when he's dressed as the prospector, he shoots the hat off.
Oh, dude, from forever. Does he do that with a pistol, dude?
Yeah, he does, and it's hella quick.
Oh, you know what? That's true. He does that one, but right now I was thinking about at the end of the movie where he is the Lone Ranger and he's shooting from across the canyon.
Oh yeah,
with this old timey pistol, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a hard one, man. That's a hard one.
You gotta back the home team, man. I'm going Lone Ranger all the way,
man. You know what? I will watch the Hawkeye scenes again and see if he does that, and I will get back to you on that one.
They're making that Hawkeye show too.
Yeah. Man. Well, they're gonna hear this, and then they're just gonna they're gonna put that scene in there, and it's not gonna be fair, dude. So
they're gonna recreate it. Yeah, I think it's him and some kid, maybe his daughter. I don't know, but she's gonna be the next Hawkeye.
Dang. We'll put it in the Old West.
Are there Hawkeye stands? I don't even understand. I guess people love him.
I'm sure there are, but I don't know enough about him. I didn't even know that his character existed until when's that Thor movie? Is it Thor 1 that he comes out in?
Oh, I think so. I mean, he comes out pretty early in the whole cinema universe.
Thor 1's 2010 or something, right?
Well, I think so. I think no, Thor 1's earlier than that. Are you thinking of the? Yeah, is it? You looked it up?
Well, no, I mean Iron Man 1's 2008, right? And then Or am I tripping?
Thor's probably 2010. Yeah, you're right. It seems
Something
late
like
though.
that.
But then again, that was 11 years ago. So yeah,
Yikes.
I know. Reality check. So
But I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I would watch a standalone movie.
of Hawkeye,
Yeah, totally.
I'd watch a standalone fight of Hawkeye versus the Lone Ranger.
Ooh. Don't tell him that, dude.
Yeah, I would. And the Hawkeye's got all that fancy bow stuff, but the Lone Ranger has Silver, his horse, which is like a genius, dude. The horse is smarter than he is, man.
Yeah.
It warns him.
That's a tough one.
Right? Like, remember that? Or like, I think, no, the horse tells him when Tonto is being attacked.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. That's how he figures it out. And then I think at one point he hits his hoof on the ground a couple of times and he warns Tonto and the Lone Ranger that someone's coming. He's just all around. He carries him away when the big fight happens and the Lone Ranger's like super hurt.
Takes him to the water. Yeah, I remember that.
Takes him to the water to get a little sip. Dude, it's all very good.
I was watching with my grandma, and my grandma was like, "No, don't forget your hat," because he just totally ditches his hat, dude. It was super funny.
No time for hats when you're about to die.
When you're bleeding out.
When you're bleeding out, man.
Yeah. It's like, oh, well, who's going to know he's a good guy if he doesn't have that white hat on?
Exactly. But he still has the mask on, though. So I guess, he just looks like a villain at that point.
Looks like the damn Hamburglar.
It's amazing how a hat can either make or break an outfit. That's what I always say. So basically, things start going down. Everyone's making moves. The Lone Ranger ends up fighting Angry Horse from the Native American tribe over, the ability to stop the Native Americans from the tribe from making their attack. I think they kidnap Kilgore's daughter, and that ends up being like the moment that breaks Kilgore. Is he just loves his daughter so much. I'm just like, get out of here, dude.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're so dumb. Like, because they send her off, dude. They like try to send her off somewhere. Like, dude, it's like you're gonna send your daughter to somewhere safer than where you're at on like the most dangerous trail in the Old West. Like,
and there's been danger going on. It's not like, right. No one's been hurt in a month. I guess it's safe. It's like, no, things are happening every single day.
Like, you should know you're instigating all of it, bro. Like,
yeah, that's a good point. He has got the inside details and he still tries to do it. Doesn't work out. Yeah. And that's kind of like the bargaining chip for the Lone Ranger, right?
No, totally, dude. Back to Angry Horse though, man. Did you so the Lone Ranger challenges Angry Horse to a fight because Angry Horse is like, yo, I'm gonna be the chief, like the one dude's dying, right? Yeah, like he's sick and he's old, and the Lone Ranger's like, yeah, dude, but you're dumb. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just dumb, bro. And so they fight, and like I just wanted to know if you got the same thing, dude, because of like the way that the fight goes, like they push. It ends with the Lone Ranger winning, and he pushes
off a cliff.
Angry Horse down a cliff into like some water, right?
Yeah,
I got like some crazy Black Panther vibes. Like that's the Black Panther fight.
Yeah, it was exactly the same fight, and it was pretty crazy because he pushes him off, and I'm just like, whoa, dude, you're gonna murder this guy like that in front of all of his tribes people, right? But he does it. You know what I mean? I guess it's just they
Angry
both
Horse
agreed.
Was gonna kill him, dude. He cheated, bro. Oh, yeah. They were fighting without weapons, and this dude's like throwing dust in his eyes, and then he gets like a spear.
Yeah, it's a fight though, right? To the death.
Oh man, it was a good fight, like good fight scene.
Oh, one thing I wanted to say is that this movie had like excellent stuntmen, 100%.
Oh yeah.
They were putting it all in there. I think Clayton Moore, the Lone Ranger, did a lot of his own stunts as well. So, I very much appreciated that because you don't see that necessarily a lot nowadays, but
practical people were effects, man.
Putting the sweat in, right?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, dude. Like there was this one part, like I think it's when Tonto is going to the town, like he starts the horse, like the horse starts running, and like as it's running, this food like jumps on it, and I'm just like, I could never imagine, you
Oh
know.
no, I'd break my back immediately before I even jumped. My back would just be like, "You're gonna do this, so let me just save you the trouble and snap."
Yeah, dude's like going like 10 miles or whatever an hour, and he's just like jumping sideways to like get on this horse. Nah,
Yeah,
not me, dude.
you got to be strong. I'm guessing these guys were just drinking their protein,
Right.
eating their steaks, whatever it was they
Taking their bovine growth hormone.
Yeah, exactly. And it works, man. It worked. And it was a good movie. It was a little long, I felt, at some points, you know what I mean? But overall, I appreciate all of it. Eventually, there's the big climax. You want to go into that?
Kilgore is with everybody and the government comes.
Well, yeah, like the big fight's going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen. And then sure enough, someone called the feds. The feds raid the party.
But it's a good thing that the feds come to ruin the party, because they got a warrant for Kilgore and Cassidy's arrest, because Cassidy has killed like 2 people, probably more people.
Definitely.
And you know what I mean? Kilgore, he's like, they have my daughter, blah blah blah, and the feds are like, nah, dude, she's at the mission, and like we talked to her, we saw her there with your wife, like, and I'm pretty sure you knew that, because like the Lone Ranger tried to tell him that, and the feds are like, hey, like, they're there, I'm sure you know that already. And then the feds are like, we're arresting you for killing Ramirez and for killing Kimberly's dad.
Yeah.
And Kilgore,
Senior.
like, he's all like, well, you can cross my name off of that because I didn't do that. Like, he just tries to like
betray,
throw the homie under the bus, dude. Or it's the Old West, so tries to throw him under the train, dude.
The wagon.
And then, the wagon, the carriage. He throws him under the carriage, dude.
Yeah. And
Cassidy just responds to this by shooting Kilgore in the fucking chest, dude.
Showing, that he really does need to be arrested and taken out of like the general public, because he really is just a crazed killer. Like, he's a serial killer at that point.
Yeah, man. He is the maniac.
Maniac. Yeah, man. Get it. Yeah, he's crazy. And he is the person, we see Kilgore in that outburst with his wife, but beyond that, like, we don't ever see his emotions really too much. He keeps his like cover, but Cassidy's out of the main focus, right? Because he's out there doing all the dirty work, and he doesn't mind it one bit.
He loves it, dude.
Yeah,
it's about it.
He just wants that silver mountain, and he's gonna get rich, and then he'll keep doing what he's doing just to someone else, So it was pretty wild, man.
Yeah, no, totally, dude. Like, and then right after right after Cassidy shoots Kilgore in the chest, like, there's this big fight with the Lone Ranger and Cassidy, and it's all because the Lone Ranger is trying to get him arrested. He's not trying to kill him. He's just trying to get his ass thrown in jail.
Yeah, he doesn't want him to escape. He doesn't want him to get away. And I think, to what you're saying, he doesn't want him to get killed by someone else.
Yeah.
So
at the end, he says, oh, he'll pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's his sense of justice. I think when Kimberly finds out about what they tell him like the Indians killed his dad or whatever, that he's gonna, or no, the Lone Ranger tells him that Kilgore's men were impersonating the natives.
Yeah.
For that end, and then he's gonna go and kill him. He throws his badge off, and the Lone Ranger's like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, he's like, that's worth more now than it was before, or some shit like that.
Yeah, like, he has this very strict sense of like law and order justice, and the sheriff Kimberly, he's gonna go and get revenge because he's been tricked and he's been lied to, and he's gonna deliver that good old frontier justice. And
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, the whole thing about the Lone Ranger is that it's about that sense of justice for him. His revenge is about putting the same outlaws that, killed his brother to justice.
I agree. Yeah. And one outlaw at a time, one case at a time. It's very black and white for him, right? Law, order, good, evil.
Nobody dies.
Nobody dies. Yeah, if you can help it. Yeah, in that sense, he's a great hero. I think Lone Ranger's a cool character. I know I'm a little bit of a sucker for a Western, so that's cool to see. And I'm telling you, man, Lone Ranger versus Wolfman, I'd pay to see that right now. So if anyone's listening that can make that. So I've got one last question for you right now.
What's up?
Last time I asked you after we had watched the Dick Tracy movie, who would you rather be on your case, Dick Tracy or the Shadow? And you chose the Shadow.
I did.
Do you think, now I'm going to ask you the same question, only this time I'm going to say, who would you rather have on your case, the Shadow or the Lone Ranger?
Jeez. Well, is it a case that it's like a personal case?
Yeah, man. Like
Shadow, man.
Yeah,
it involves me specifically. Yeah, the Shadow, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want the Lone Ranger. Like, I don't know, man. For the Shadow, it just seems like it's fun. You know what I mean? Like for him, it seems like it's something that I want to do and I have to do for me. You know what I mean? But I mean, Dick Tracy and the Lone Ranger, they're protecting society entirely. And I feel like the focus is kind of like, you don't think
they're going to give you 100% is what you're saying? Yeah.
Like the Shadow, dude, he's going to go like interrogate your whole family. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's something about, I think that the Shadow is still kind of the most like Batman of all of them. And you know what I mean? Like it's like an investigator sort of thing. Like he's just an intense investigator.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's a rich guy with a lot of money and a lot of free time and none of the personal problems that Batman had. So
yeah. Like the Lone Ranger, like if I was part of a town that needed saving, yeah, I don't want the Lone Ranger, man. Like he'll burn a whole town down if he has to, man. Like, and I don't think the Shadow would do that, different situations.
Yep. Too risky. He doesn't want to get discovered and he doesn't have a horse to get away on,
Yeah. Henry. He's just gonna have to ride Henry out.
Yeah, whip Henry. I think that. On that note, I think we can close out this episode, man. It was a good movie. I'm excited. I know there's a couple remakes that we're probably going to watch as time goes on through the years because the Lone Ranger is just a super popular character for people to try to adapt to film, man. I don't know what it is about him specifically other than just it's a cool story, I guess. And he's got a cool little mask on and people love a silver bullet, I think, too.
Yeah. Oh man. Would you watch one like redone today? I know they did like the Johnny Depp remakes. I just call them that because I mean that's it. Like
yeah, where Johnny Depp is Tonto for some reason. Yeah, I mean we're definitely gonna watch it, give it a watch just because.
Is it just one movie or is it like a trilogy?
It's just one. I think. I don't think it was successful enough for them to go trilogy. Yeah,
that's right. It did get a lot of hate.
Yeah, because why is Johnny Depp a Native American? That's all you got to say, honestly. Yeah. But we'll watch it, and I think there's one in the 70s that we're gonna watch as well. But I've heard that one's terrible as well. So this might be
it's too groovy, huh?
This might be like the best Lone Ranger movie we're ever gonna see, but only time will tell.
That's true.
Only time will tell. But anyways, thank you guys for listening, guys and gals. Thanks for listening. My name's John.
I'm Connor,
and we are off timeline.
Yeehaw.